This is André Pederneiras. He'll be making his entrance out there now. 5'7", 159, 30 years of age. Let's take a closer look at André Pederneiras.
Look good, huh?
Eu vou lutar com o lutador de wrestling Townsend Saunders. Ele é vice-campeão olímpico de 96. Não, é uma luta normal como outra qualquer. E é um evento diferente porque tem regras diferentes. Mas para mim é uma luta como outra qualquer. Aprendi Jiu-Jitsu no Rio, na academia Carlson, Gracie. O Jiu-Jitsu é uma coisa só, inventada pelos Gracie há muito tempo atrás. Eu sou solteiro e normalmente eu estou sempre envolvido com a academia, praticamente dou aula o dia inteiro. E normalmente nos finais de semana sempre tem competição que eu tenho que acompanhar, ou crianças ou adultos lutando. Quando isso não acontece, eu vou pra praia, jogo bola. E eu luto jiu-jitsu, tá? Tenho o time André Pederneiras aqui nos Estados Unidos e estou aqui para defendê-lo nesse novo evento chamado Contenders.
Well, in any language, Pederneiras comes in here tough. Townsend Saunders comes in as silver at the 1996 Olympics, second in the 1997 World Cup. Married to a world champion wrestler. It stays in the family. Let's profile Townsend Saunders.
I think on average I try to put in at least 20 hours, 20 to 30 hours a week into the sport. And that includes, you know, just mental training, a lot of the cross training, and a lot of the mat time, you know, the weightlifting and the running and all that stuff combined. I think it's a full-time commitment. It's hard to do something at the same time. In other words, it's hard to have like a job or something and try to expect to have good results when you're competing at that level. I work out at least, you know, twice a day, sometimes an hour and a half each practice, so it varies from day to day. Usually I try to do something every day. Well, certainly I think it's everybody's dream, you know, at some point in their life to be on an Olympic team or win an Olympic medal. It's even, you know, it's nice that I made 2 of them. It's just something everybody strives for. I love being a father. You know, I have a daughter that, you know, it's almost 3 years old, and she's just at the right age that, you know, I just can't believe, you know, all the things I'm experiencing with her. I love being around my kids, and I have another boy that was just born about a month and a half ago, and right now I think that he needs his mom a lot, and I'll wait till he gets about a year and a half, and I'll start interacting with him a lot more like I do with my daughter. My wife actually happens to be an elite athlete too, so we have a lot in common. She's a wrestler too. A lot of people think it's really interesting that you know, we're in the same sport and we're world-class athletes. I happen to be an Olympian, a silver medalist, and she's a 2-time world champion. I think if they had women's wrestling in the Olympics, she'd be a 2-time gold medalist. It's a good situation. Wrestling is just kind of a naturalist, you know, form of fighting. I think that you know, the future will show that wrestlers, I think, will continue to dominate sports and events like this, just because, you know, that's what wrestlers are. We're pretty much competing to be on top.
Townsend Saunders, André Pederneiras. Here's how they shape up. A little bit of a weight advantage. Pederneiras very close. They're 30 years of age. Let's get the official introductions now for this matchup. Standing by right here is Gary Delabate.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the red corner, weighing in tonight at 159 pounds, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, he is the 1997 Brazilian Tournament Teams Champion, representing the Luis Pederneiras Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Academy, André Pederneiras. In the blue corner, weighing in tonight at 158 1/2 pounds, standing 5 feet 5 inches tall, from Phoenix, Arizona, a 1996 Olympic silver medalist, and he placed second in the 1997 World Cup, Townsend Saunders.
Townsend Saunders and André Pederneiras. At their final instructions, a little sportsmanship, and off we go. Again, 5 3-minute rounds or less, as we saw in our last bout.
Now, Kenny Mundy told me that this guy is a 10 out of 10 tackler. He is the top shelf of tacklers. Is that true, Dave? Dan?
Well, he might be 10 out of 10. It's just the idea that I don't know if he opens up as much as he should. But, yeah, he has very good skills and techniques. But, you know, it's a different game. You know, this isn't wrestling. This is, you know, if you're going to, I think I would try to score more on the feet, yes. But, you know, there again, went for a, you know, thing that we would never see, and we're in the guard.
You wonder what aggression you'll see after you've seen a 56-second stoppage. If a guy might be a little bit more cautious. But here is Saunders and Pederneiras locked up.
Yeah, right now, see, that position is normally people are trying to turn towards their bellies in wrestling. That's just some place that we, you know, we'd like to get people there, but we, you know, we don't want to get wrapped up, and that's exactly what's happening right now. We're getting wrapped up again.
Knee bar.
Yep.
Knee bar. Knee bar. Knee bar.
Pederneiras going after that.
Townsend Saunders trying to get it.
Townsend Saunders came out great. I mean, he better learn his lesson there, I'll tell you that.
Townsend Saunders was the initiator. He was going for an ankle lock, Dan.
Well, he may have, he doesn't know what he's doing there. How do you? Why would he know what he's doing there?
They've been practicing this.
Yeah, for how long?
I don't know, Dan.
Saunders gets a reprieve from Pederneiras. Pederneiras puts him back in guard. Saunders now will try to apply pressure here, and you saw right away that Pederneiras went right for the finishing hold immediately, almost got it.
Yeah, and so did Townsend Saunders, so he has been educated, and the best thing to learn to do against these Brazilians is ankle locks. And I'm sure that his coach, whoever it is, has been telling him ankle locks, ankle locks, ankle locks.
Yeah, see, right now, Townsend's just kind of hanging out in there. He's just hanging out. He wants to get out of there. He'd like to get out of there, I can tell by looking at him. But, you know, so actually, he's on top, but the other guy's being the more aggressive.
Well, you've got Pederneiras in the guard, controlling things pretty well with his legs back there. Has locked up Saunders as far as his ability to come forward, and Pederneiras, anticipating Saunders trying to move forward, holds him off with the arm, doesn't want him to get underneath.
Townsend Saunders is very savvy about not getting his arms in. I've never seen anyone hold their arm that far back.
Well, I couldn't believe he come out of that ankle lock, even though he went for it originally. He went for the ankle lock. I think the other guy had a lot better opportunity, Pederneiras, to get the ankle lock because he knows what he's doing.
Saunders, 1 point from being a gold medalist at one time, explosive, calculating student of the normal wrestling game, and this is not quite the normal wrestling or martial arts game, which is what makes it so interesting.
Now, Saunders actually had a great opportunity to win the Olympic gold last year. It was actually a situation came down to the last 10 seconds, and it looked like he was going to win. It was just almost a freak of bad luck that he didn't win the match. I just couldn't believe it. Otherwise, we'd see a gold medalist out there. So, round one is in the books, and it had its share of explosive offensive opportunities. I'd have to say that Townsend wrestled fought pretty smart there once he got down there, just because I think from Shamrock, you know, I think he saw something if you roll around, so he just stayed in there tight. But for him to score points, he's going to have to be able to do a better job on the feet.
And John Pederneiras had an instant shot at victory. We'll take a look at Pederneiras' excellent opportunity for a win early in this match.
I want you to look at this real carefully. When he turns to go for this foot right here, she's moved again, you'll see that the counter here that Townsend is employing is also a heel hook.
Exactly.
You see that there?
Yep, I saw that. But I don't think we know how to put him on that well, wrestlers.
He certainly did put it on very well, but it's not the first heel hook that André Pederneiras has had put on him.
No, I think what happened was it kind of saved Saunders, because when he went for that, I felt like Pederneiras pulled out of the situation.
You're absolutely right.
That helped.
It was a defensive heel hook. Got him out of some trouble, gives him a chance to start all over here in round two. So it was effective in a defensive sense for Townsend Saunders.
Look at the intensity in Townsend's eyes. He kind of just stares at the legs.
Is
that a giveaway?
He's a stalker. Oh, you got to watch the guy's ankles and feet.
Well, he's just staring straight at his belly, right?
Well, you know,
feet,
you can
feet and below,
and you can afford to do that with
belly and below.
You can afford to do that with no striking.
And André is being really smart. He's negating the takedown, isn't he?
He's doing just what the Japanese heavyweight did right now. But he looked a little more aggressive when he gets
I'll
down
show
there.
you. Let me tell you something right now before it happens, is that Townsend's going for another ankle lock.
Yes, he is. Pederneiras got guard off the takedown, and Pederneiras coming inside of it. Now it's who makes the next move.
Well, so far I haven't seen any points. Have you?
No.
I haven't seen any outright points, but...
Oh, wrist lock. Wrist lock for André Pederneiras. He's putting on a really... Oh, pulled it right out. Big old muscular arm on Townsend Saunders.
And the bizarre thing is, Dan, even though points are allowed, we don't know if anybody's thinking about points. They might be just going for the submission. And they'll maybe think about points late in the match.
Townsend Saunders going to go for that left leg again. He's backing up.
You are seeing calculating attempted finishing holds here in this matchup.
I think Townsend Saunders is using his elbows really well. He's putting them into André's thighs and causing André, you know, significant pain, as in there.
And for Pederneiras, John, the guard is not enough.
No, it's not, but his closed guard is terrific. Look at him. I mean, he's like lying on the beach out there.
You could have a book reading out there underneath.
The wrestler's definitely wasting a lot of time right there, unless you knew a submission.
Well, he wants it. He wants his left ankle. Townsend wants it badly.
And from inside the guard there, what can Saunders really do? Half of his body's been taken away.
He's doing a really interesting thing with his elbow. He's making his elbow push down to make the guard separate, and he just separated it.
Slip sliding away from the guard.
Notice the left knee of Townsend Saunders proceeding through. Another ankle he tried to get.
The Saunders not bothered really by the locks and the two guard positions. Now he turns over.
And he beats the guard temporarily.
No, he didn't get it. Didn't get it. I think I would have just backed out and made the referee make him get up, because that wouldn't be the rules, is to make him get up.
Well, maybe passing the guard if you're fast might be one of the easiest ways to score if you're in that standing position and you can seize the moment quickly. Final seconds of round 2, and the chess match between Saunders and Pederneiras
Let me ask this
continues.
question. Do the Jiu-Jitsu guys usually always go to the back like that in a regular match?
Against a dominant guy like this.
No, I don't mean that, but in a regular match against another Jiu-Jitsu guy.
Yes.
They do.
Not all the time, but yes, the answer is yes.
Yeah.
And 2 rounds in, Saunders and Pederneiras. A good look at Townsend Saunders, the same poise he had when he walked in. We heard that the Brazilians will do anything but submit.
Well, we don't really have anything to put on him to submit right now. Not from that position anyway, the guard position.
Here's a look at Pederneiras with the guard being broken here by Pederneiras.
You'll notice this knee. It's trying to beat the guard.
By driving the knee in, John, he creates space and gets away.
And you notice that he tried to get this foot again as he backed out.
And had he moved the knee the other direction, may have had a chance of passing the guard there. He got out of the predicament rather than score there.
Right.
So we go to round number 3. Saunders and Pederneiras, and this has been more like the chess match we saw with Erickson and Kusaka earlier, which went to Erickson by a decision.
No.
Dan
Get out of
Gable
there.
does not like what he sees.
No, that's ridiculous.
Dan, you coaching or commenting over there?
No, I'm just saying, we talked about that in the rules meeting. The guy can't do that, you know, and Saunders ought to get the heck out of there.
Oh, I thought you meant Saunders wasn't being aggressive enough.
Now Saunders going for the neck.
Yeah. He's got him in a good position now, huh, Dan?
I don't know. I think these are submission people's whole, they you know, unless we're very good submitters, you know, I just think this seems to me more fit for a martial artist so far, what I've seen.
So far we've had 1 victory by a wrestler, Tom Erickson, and 1 by a martial artist, Frank Shamrock, and we expect it to go back and forth.
Pretty good tactics, you know, just because of disallowing takedowns.
And he doesn't get the point. That's what you're saying, right?
Right. Pretty good tactics by, you know, the martial arts people.
Pederneiras able to hold off. Saunders looking to parlay here. Being on the top, normally for a wrestler, is points galore. But in this situation here, it's just the start of things. That's why these guys like these competitions, to go out and expand themselves more, try new things.
Townsend should be using his shoulder to drive his chin down. He doesn't seem to really, whoa, got a little elevator going here, Dan.
Yeah, come out of that. That was, could have got an ankle lock on.
And Saunders
What did he lose, the shoe?
vaulted, and so we'll have a little bit of time here. Ordered by John Donahue for the shoe.
I'm glad he lost that shoe, because the guy must have been going for a lock.
I didn't see that.
Well, otherwise, how did the shoe come off?
I guess you know better than I. You've been wearing them longer.
The shoe came flying off as Saunders was ejected from that position by Pederneiras.
Still, I didn't see that what happened there.
The explosiveness of André Pederneiras blew the shoe off.
The guard by Pederneiras, Sanders trying to come forward.
The triangle.
Triangle is almost a certain finishing hold in this competition. If applied properly, it is a main form of submission.
Now the triangle and the arm bar can be used simultaneously here, so Townsend is in a dangerous place.
Pull on the arm bar, keep the triangle in place. Triangle, you look at the legs around the head, it is the most common form of a deadly submission hold. Now it's been broken, though.
Oh, great.
Very, very, very strong man, this Townsend Saunders.
Very flexible as well.
We don't see too many triangles broken. Good move there by Saunders to escape what looked like a near certain submission.
Andre's starting to move for an armbar position again, though, on that same arm.
One of the advantages of the wrestlers here is those partial holds there aren't worth anything unless you get the submission. So, that's what happened in Ericsson's victory. Because the guy had his knee locked and didn't get anything for it.
Pederneiras showing the bottom is a great place to be with the guard. We come to the end of the round. Saunders trying to work on the arm. Pederneiras defending.
Tough round to score. I don't envy the judges on this one.
Then you could make arguments in future competitions about near submissions and near falls. Right now, it doesn't count, so if you don't go all the way, you don't get anything for it, but a good attempt by Pederneiras to get that triangle. Doom is looming, but doesn't happen.
See, this left leg has to get tighter. It has to get deeper in this crevice here. And he finally starts hooking it up. But Townsend, very, very, very strong, and as Dan said, obviously flexible.
He broke the triangle and escaped the defeat.
You said the triangle is one that pretty much puts the ending to a lot of people.
It's a choke, and you have the ability to armbar afterwards.
It's a prime martial arts finishing hold, and Saunders was in it, but got out of it. As we now go into the fourth of 5 scheduled rounds. So Saunders showing a lot to get away from the best weapon of the jiu-jitsu artist, and Pederneiras diving a little prematurely perhaps, and Saunders goes for him.
Boy, I tell you, he's got a great guard, Andre, doesn't he?
Yeah, no matter how quick we try to get to the side with Saunders, he is getting stopped by this guard position, which prevents a scoring situation.
Pederneiras looked vulnerable. It looked like he jumped a little too quick, and then Saunders tried to take advantage, which was smart, and Pederneiras was able to put the guard on him.
André Pederneiras has a very, very unique high guard.
Yes.
And
he's pressing down with his hands too, John.
Pretty terrific.
What effect is his hand pressure having here?
Well, it's that elbow in Andre's gut. See the way he keeps pushing it out of there? And Townsend holds it really deep in, so he can't get the armbar on it, and it's really driving him crazy.
Well, it's being somewhat smart, I guess, from the wrestler's point of view. But, again, there's not a lot of action here, you wouldn't think, but actually Pederneiras is just waiting for an opening.
Now take a look at the face of Pederneiras here. The guy's in the bottom. Does he look concerned? It looks like he's looking for his next move. Something you don't normally see.
He doesn't look as fresh as he did at the beginning of the match, though.
Saunders trying to shove him here and obtain position by driving him into the cage and getting up on top himself. That's what he wants to do, is to use the end of the arena here to prop his body weight up more.
I don't think Pederneiras really
doesn't
cares.
look as dangerous as a guard up here now, is it,
Let
John?
me explain what's going on here. There's one arm in and one arm out, which means that the triangle is a big possibility. But that elbow that's underneath there of Townsend Saunders is stopping André from shifting along with the enclosure.
Does Saunders have an offensive move here on top?
I don't see one, no. I don't see one. I see mostly only trying to rid the hold and get out of there, but obviously Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu player would like this position.
And so when you have to be on the top and think defensively, that is difficult for a wrestler.
I wonder if John Donahue thinks that there's enough action here on Townsend's part.
It all depends. If you can convince the referee you're working towards something, that's the whole key.
I think he wants to get out of there.
You'll notice that the triangle is getting deeper.
He slipped out of there, didn't he?
Yes, he did. No, he actually abandoned it, but he's trying to get it again. See him pulling his leg with his own hand to try to move it over?
Trying to shove it over. Then he'd bring the other leg up on top. And the sound you hear is the end of round 4. And Saunders escapes triangles and near triangles. And shrugs his shoulders like, what am I going to do?
Saunders is getting frustrated.
He looks at his corner like, you get in the triangle and show me what to do.
Well, it is. You know,
you feel this.
Hey, I tell you, I think he should change a little tactics to make sure he gets the win.
Well, both guys, the argument could be for both guys, go for broke in round 5.
I think you're going to see that. I
think
think you're going to see that unless they're both happy with a draw.
And you see here, there's the guard, near triangle applied here by Pederneiras, looking in the bottom. Do I have everything right? Saunders trying to drive him into the cage to try to prop up his own body weight. And he gets up there. Go to round 5. John, what would you tell Pederneiras here as far as going for a victory in the final round? Final opportunity for a win.
Oh, he's doing everything he can. I think he's stalemated by the strength of Townsend Saunders. Townsend's best tactic is to go for an ankle again.
I would say right now he needs a takedown, but you know, so does Pederneiras realize that. Pederneiras realizes that he wants to get him into guard position and wait.
So he goes down.
I would get the heck out of there if I was Saunders.
Well, you see from Pederneiras
Get out of there.
Pederneiras got down right away to avoid a takedown possibility. He put himself down so a point could not be scored. Cagey move by Pederneiras.
Well, he's hurting André now because André can't afford to get his legs out because he'll lose the guard position. And he can't afford to get his head up because he's not skilled enough to get his head up. Woo!
There he goes.
Just
get off him. You know, he just needs to, referee has to make him get up.
Saunders wants Pederneiras to get up so he can attempt a takedown, which would score.
Oh, yeah.
John
the
Donahue
rules say you got to get up.
Yeah. And let's see if Pederneiras goes down on his own accord again.
Andre's nose.
He's fading back.
All red from that.
Will he go down on his own, or will he try to guard off the takedown? Pederneiras.
He's going to go to his butt. As soon as he gets close, he's going to go to his butt. He's got to.
He's going to hook a leg and move in like he's been. Now, why doesn't this great tackler do it? Dan.
Well, because the guy's not pushing into him.
And Pederneiras, as expected, puts himself down to avoid being taken down.
Distance. That's what the difference is. You got to go too far. When you tackle, the man has to be, a setup is coming in.
You're watching the pressure of the 5th round where Pederneiras does not want to give up a point.
Pederneiras, I think, was happy for a draw, if it's a draw.
Now he gets Saunders in the guard. Triangle attempt. Triangle could finish it if applied properly.
He's trying for it.
Pederneiras pushing down. Saunders walked right into the trap. Pederneiras was not forced to stand up. Saunders went into his wheelhouse.
There's one arm in and one arm out. That's a problem for Townsend. You'll notice that the feet are getting closer and closer as he shifts. If Townsend lets him shift any more than that, triangle will get deeper and deeper.
The triangle, when it gets around the neck, is as deep as it's going to go. Usually can finish it up. And you see on the bottom, Pederneiras trying to win it from there. Saunders on the top with his head buried.
His leg's open now, and John Donahue took his toes out of the fence.
Yeah, see, I don't know. If I was the referee, I think if there's nothing's going to happen here, I think I'd put him up.
Oh, no, we're very close to a finishing hold.
Triangle is getting deeper, as John suspected.
It's getting deeper?
We're very close
getting
to
close to the end. It's getting down near the neck.
When his left foot gets underneath his knee in that figure 4 lock, the triangle will be complete.
Why don't he slide it down?
The time is running down.
Well, because Townsend's stalking him.
Final seconds, and this one looks like it will go to the judges. The triangle did not go all the way. It was close. So Pederneiras and Saunders. Saunders a little frustrated. We'll see how it gets scored. And Dan, it must be interesting to see a wrestler on the top having to be defensive. That's the difference in this competition here.
Well, they think they won over there. I don't see how he won. But, you know, I don't see how he won on the rules, but, you know, maybe if the rules were changed where they got points from their guard position.
Here's the triangle attempt. Now you see the triangle's in the back, and he's trying to bring it closer, John.
Well, this foot has to get behind this knee. That's the most important part, and he can't do that unless he shifts, and Townsend won't let him.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a judge's decision. The winner by 3 rounds to 2 rounds, Townsend Saunders.
So Townsend Saunders did enough with his aggression, and the stunned André Pederneiras looks on. Saunders gets the victory and escapes what would have been a devastating triangle to end it. So Townsend Saunders is ready to talk about it now. Let's get to that.
See, I don't think people understand the rules.
It seemed sort of a classic game of cat and mouse with a wrestler versus a submission fighter.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say hello to my family, wife and kids back in Phoenix, Arizona. Hello, Tassie. I'd like to thank Kevin Jackson for giving me the confidence to do this fighting game. My agent, partner Larry Sideropoulos, and Tim McClellan teaches the purest form of techniques and strategies to compete at this level. Mostly want to thank all my co-workers at the Home Depot across America, especially 10P, store 458, Brad Christie, Steve Ballack. I'm bringing home a win, baby. Back to the match. I think, you know, I tried my strategy. I tried to get him on my ankle lock. That's all I've been working on. I heard it pop, that first little flurry. He didn't submit. It's very, very tough. I mean, you can see he's got that ankle up in the air. He was just very slippery. He's got a good strategy.
And you seem to be very, very comfortable in the guard, and you couldn't pass it. You got close on a couple of front headlocks, it looked like there for a second.
I think I underestimated him a little bit, you know. He was very slippery, very flexible. I thought I was going to get him out real early with that ankle lock, and I almost did, but he didn't tap out. I mean, he's just an experienced fighter, you know, he kept coming.
What do you think of this format, grapplers versus submission artists?
I like it. I like to continue this with, you know, the wrestlers competing against the world. I don't like to see the wrestlers compete against each other. I'd rather see, you know, the wrestlers compete against all the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighters, the kickboxers, everything. I think we compete at this level. We can compete at this level. We just got to learn the submission hold. You know, he almost choked me out right over here. I just stayed real strong. There's no way I was going to let him have it. And that's just from my discipline from wrestling.
Yeah, you appeared, of all the wrestlers so far this evening, you appeared the most comfortable in the guard. Is that due to your training with Tim McClellan back in Phoenix?
Absolutely. Tim and Kevin Jackson, you know, he taught me. I've been trying to work on that ankle lock. It comes right from the guard. I almost got it. You know, it just didn't quite work. So I'll go back to the drawing board and work on something else, you know. If that doesn't work, I have to have another strategy.
What's your future goals in wrestling? What's next for you?
Well, I plan on winning the World Championships this next year. I'm going to train really hard to wrestle in Sun Kids in another couple weeks. And I got a Cuban tour. Then the Nationals is a key, and then Goodwill Games is coming up. That's going to be an extra bonus for me. My real goal is the World Championships. I'd like to be the best in the world. At least my discipline is wrestling. If I become the best in the world in this, then maybe I'll be happy. But I'm focused on wrestling right now.
Great. You got a little ways to go to catch up to your wife, who's a world champion, but silver medalist Olympics, not bad.
She's a 2-time world champion, so I got quite a ways to go.
All right, very, very impressive. Congratulations on the birth of your second child.
Thank you, Jim. I appreciate it.
Congratulations on a tough fight.
Thank you.